you ready? Hello and welcome to another episode of Not Another Fitness Podcast with me, Finn, and my co-host, Becky. Today we're going to talk about how to hate exercise less. On the last episode we talked about anxiety and how to overcome gym anxiety, and based on some of the feedback that went down pretty well, so we're going to talk about today how to hate exercise less. So, first question, do you hate exercise?
No.
Have you ever hated exercise?
I don't think so. Not as far back as I can remember.
Not
I
even when you
did
were a
as I was a
kid?
kid. Yeah, my mum used to try and make us walk to school, and we used to pray for raindrops out of the sky so she'd drive us. Well, we must have
Do you
been-
like dodge PE in school and stuff?
Oh no, I liked PE at school. Just didn't want to walk.
Oh, so you mean because of the weather, so it was the weather really, not the exercise?
No, it was because it was a mile down the road.
And you were lazy?
And you have to get up early if you want more, don't you?
Yeah.
No, I've always liked doing sports and PE. And I tried GCSE PE when I was at school, and it just blew my mind a little bit with all the bones and stuff.
Yeah,
So I did
You're
fitness.
going to have to talk a bit louder.
Pardon?
You're going to have to talk a bit louder.
You're going to have to turn your mic on.
I just used to speaking quite quiet, really.
Am I?
Yeah. If you're not noticed, we're in a different location today, so we're actually at your mum and dad's now, aren't we?
Maybe
There, so-
it's not quiet.
we're in the
Maybe the room
conservatory.
is just way bigger.
Maybe, yeah, but we'll see. If you can hear us, you'll have to let us know. If not, then this is going to be a waste
I
of
don't
time.
know, you can't see this, but what I can see is some very, very green lines. There you go.
Yeah,
extra
that
green.
means
In fact, it's going red, which says,
It's
I'm not
absorbing
too
the
quiet,
sound.
you're too loud,
Okay,
Luke.
I'll be quiet then.
Because you're making it red.
So, anyway.
Well, after I got rudely interrupted.
Go on, sorry. I was just reminding you to talk a bit louder so
I
people
can
can
see
hear.
the green.
Okay, we've established that the volume is... Okay.
What's that? Is that my hair? I could just see that piece. There we go. That was rude, wasn't it? What was I saying?
About
When we
hating
did.
the rain and exercise? when you
No,
were a
I
kid?
said when we did at school, we went to do GCSE PE, and then it was all about, wasn't about doing fitness and stuff, it was about learning the bones and muscles, and I wasn't really interested in
Well,
that.
that's the academic side, isn't it? The practical side, did you enjoy?
So I swapped into fitness.
Oh, there you go. And then you enjoyed that?
We used to go to the gym for 2 hours. We had a gym at school. So we do a double lesson in the gym and put Jeremy Kyle on the telly. And do that.
Jeremy Kyle.
Yeah.
Throwback.
I know. And then we used to go on walks down Nabersley Pool. So my school wasn't far from there, to be fair. We used to walk, I think, down some cut through from my school, round Night Pool and back up again, and we were back for the end of the day. That was with his teacher.
So what your answer, your long-winded answer to the question is you not really ever hated exercise?
All
that
I
much?
can hear there is, I want to do this podcast on my own.
No, I'm just winding you up, really.
No, I've never hated exercise.
No?
No.
That's quite normal for a lot of people, so I'm the same, really, pretty much. So from being a child to being a teenager to being now an adult, there's never really been a time in my life that I've hated exercise. There is some versions of exercise that I don't like and some that I do, but I've always found something that I enjoyed even from a kid, whether that was I preferred certain things in PE at school, and then I did different sports, whether it be football. I was never amazing at football, that wasn't never my favourite, which it is for a lot of lads, but bits of boxing, then getting into the gym and weight training. I always kind of did different stuff, and I was never, I was always quite an athletic child, really. And compared to any of my siblings, really, I've got three siblings who I grew up with, and they weren't athletic at all. Maybe my brother's a little bit of football, but none of my family was athletic at all, really.
No,
But other than my dad, who was athletic. But yeah, I never really hated exercise, and some people don't. Like, some people are similar to us in the sense that they've always kind of done it. It's always been part of your
So I
life.
do hate though, running.
Yeah.
I've decided.
See, I like running. I do like running, not massively long distance, but you're not a fan, are you? Even
Hate
like,
it.
I don't mind like a 5k distance. Anything more than that's a bit boring. To
And I
me.
tried to make myself like it. So, I'm about 5-6 years ago, maybe even more than that. I used to go to the running club with Biddulph down there, and I used to go on run. They're like 5 mile runs every Tuesday and
That's a
Thursday.
bit much, ain't it?
They do about
So what's
5
5
miles.
mile like?
5 miles,
It's like
about 7k,
7
yeah.
8k, ain't it?
So they used to do 5 miles, and they were all right to fair, but everyone used to say, like, if you keep doing it, it gets easier. Like, the more you do, it gets easier. You get fitter, it gets easier. They kept saying this, but there I was 3 months down the line running twice a week, 5 miles.
To be fair, that's something
and
I
it
say.
did not get easier.
That is something I say to clients as well.
Oh, you're a liar.
I don't say it gets easier. I like the exercise doesn't get easier because a lot of PTs or people in the fitness industry will say it never gets easier. What's the cheesy quote? It never gets easier. You just get fitter or something like that. Anyway, but it does get easier in the sense that you become better at it.
No, see, that didn't happen. I ran twice a week.
What? So you never improved your
3
speed
months.
or your fitness or anything like that? Surely
No, what
you got
I'm saying
better.
is sometimes I was a bit quicker maybe, but there were different routes, so you can't really compare
Oh,
because
wow.
the terrain was different. But every single run I went on hurt. I mean, breathe. Like, you should see them at the beginning. They fly off and they finish before we even got halfway, and they just find it so easy. They are like built for running. And I'm there in the back group. I've got stitch in this side, like my foot's hurting, my hands are going puffy and swollen because it's killing me that much. And it was exactly the same from the beginning to 3 months later when I've been doing it twice a week. And you'd think, wouldn't you? 12 weeks later.
That's before you went to the gym or anything, 8 years ago, like before you did weight
I've
training.
always gone to the gym, but
Not-
never consistent.
Yeah, so
Used to go
a lot of people's go
classes.
to like for lose weight or get fitter is running, isn't it? But if you've not got much experience in the gym, you don't want to go to a gym.
I saw my body changing.
Yeah,
I did
you
see my
can
body
lose weight from
changing
running.
a lot.
and
Like your muscles in your legs, I think,
it's a form of
become more
exercise. So it's gonna
defined.
work, isn't it?
But they lie when they say it's easy. It gets easier because it doesn't.
One of the things you don't get from running is it doesn't change your body shape in the sense that resistance training does, like weight training, because it's just burning calories. Legs might maybe get a little bit more toned, and obviously because you're doing lots of running on them, but in the sense that, like, if you want to build a better physique, that's why people go to the gym, because if you want toned arms and you want toned legs and you want toned shoulders and a toned back, whatever it is, or a toned bum, you're not going to get that from running 100 miles a week, or if even or whatever it is. You're just going to burn lots of calories and you get quite fit. So look at like an athlete, say someone like Mo Farah, a professional runner, compared to, like, say, I don't know, professional powerlifter. They're kind of extremes, but in the sense that, like, the body shape's different. You want to you're not going to be that as an average Joe. You're not going to aim to be a powerlifter or to be like Mo Farah in the Olympics, but their body shape is a good guide of what they get out of that type of exercise, if that makes sense. So from weight training comes changing in muscle. It doesn't mean you get massive. So for ladies watching this, don't think if you lift up some weights you're going to turn into a Arnold Schwarzenegger and start hitting your boyfriend around the house. That takes time. So you're not going to get massive. It does help tone and change shape. And once you start weightlifting, like you, for example,
running easier, can you? I've tried for months to make running easier, but you can't.
I don't mind. Like I said, I don't mind a 5k any more than that. I get bored because my attention span's not
I never
good,
got bored because the routes are really beautiful around here. Like, I mean, most of you know where we live and who we are, but some of you don't. It's stunning where we live. There's fields, there's gorgeous scenery, everything's new. So running for me wasn't boring. It was really difficult. Whereas weight training, if you're struggling, let's say, for example, we spoke about women before, and how your hormones go up and down, and one week you might get a PB and the next week you're not even doing half of that because your hormones, your cycle, so you're struggling. So you might want to drop your weights a bit, so you're still training, you're still feeling good, you're still lifting. Whereas running, if you're struggling on a running day, you're struggling and it's tough now and you have to walk home.
Yeah, to a certain
If you
extent.
go running on a good day, you just feel a bit better about it, or you might find it a bit easier.
Well, there's only you can only slow the pace down, can't you? That is literally the only way to
Yes, you'd
make
have
it
to
easy.
walk. So you're not running then, are you?
Well, yeah, you can
walking.
slow the pace down, or you can reduce the distance. Whereas, like,
No, not when you're in a running club. You can't.
no, but let's say you're on your own. But like, compare that to, say, like gym training and weight training, or that kind of training. You do your set, then you can have a rest and catch your breath and go again. That's why it's not a lazy way. That's probably not the right way to say, but it's a probably easier way to get results that isn't constant hard work, because like running is constant running. You're constantly out of breath, you're constantly tired. It's a different type of exercise, but you can do weight training, do a hard set, or just do a set, have a rest for a minute or two, and then go again.
It's not good for
and you
the
can still
body.
get good results doing that as well.
No one tells you how much it eats this bit.
The big thing is, like, if you're massively overweight and you want to lose weight,
Rude.
running...
What are you trying to say?
No, not you, but anyone who is and wants to lose weight, running is probably one of the worst exercises you can go to, because you're so heavy. Every time your feet hit the floor, it's just bang, bang through your knees. And obviously, if you're weighing 17, 18, 19, 20 stone, that's a lot of weight and impact going through your knees on every single step. So even if you do lose weight, by the time you've lost that weight, your knees are shot and you can't do much more. So then sometimes I've seen it where people do loads of running when they're overweight, lose a bit of weight, but the knees are that bad. They stop the running, then they pile the weight back on and then kind of go again. So there's lots of things you can do in the gym, or different kinds of exercise that you can do that aren't going to take as much toll on your body. You're going to lose weight and get results from it. And you're going to change your body at the same time. So yeah, that was we've kind of gone on a bit of a sidetrack there about running, but that wasn't the intention. But yeah.
Yeah, no, it was. You said about loving exercise, and I said I didn't love.
Yeah, you don't love running. Yeah, I'm trying to think if there's like. I'm not a big fan of swimming. I don't like swimming. Is mine, I would say. I only swim when I go on holiday, and that doesn't count as swimming because you're just playing in the pool.
I don't like getting wet hair and swimming, or when you have a wet body, you have to dry yourself off and try to get your leggings on after you've been swimming. So I don't like that, but I don't actually mind swimming when I'm in the pool.
Yeah, I find it boring. So for me, the reason why I like the exercise I like is I like to sort of intense most of the time, not it to the point where I'm hurting myself, but like I like to get in, get it done, and get out. And I feel like if I do more than 5k, so I'm doing a big 10k, that takes an hour. So I'm like, oh, that's really boring as well. Swimming, I can't.
Argue that going to the gym is boring. It's one room.
Yeah, but for me, music's a big part, so I like having my headphones in.
You do that when you run?
Yeah, that's why I don't mind running. But swimming, for example, you can get waterproof headphones now, but they're quite expensive, I think. But I'm not that invested in swimming to spend that much money. So, or even to be honest, go looking at Amazon for it. But yeah, I like music and I like to get in and get out. But what I'm saying is with doing a 10k, you've got to set the pace quite slow. Whereas if I do a 5k, I'm pretty fit to do a 5k. I'm not amazing. I'm not an amazing runner, but I feel like I'm pushing myself harder over a short amount of time. So I feel like I prefer that more than doing a 10k, but going a dead steady pace.
I imagine
because if I go too quick, too fast, then I won't.
From you being really impatient.
Yeah, that's true. But also being on a schedule and trying to get an hour, half an hour, 45-minute workout in, and not spreading it out over 2-3 hours, which I have done before when I've had more time or I'm in the mood. But you don't have to do that. That's not what I'm saying. But if you are on a tight schedule, which most of you will be, it's finding exercise, one, that you enjoy, and two, that you can fit in around your day. And sometimes it comes down to like whether it takes time to drive to the gym, then that's going to take time out of your day. You've got to sort all these things out, whether the gym's close to you, etc. So all these things make a difference in terms of committing to exercise. But how do you hate exercise less? How do you think? What's your advice on that?
Well, don't do the one you don't like. So I don't like running, so I don't do it. Stuffed someone's chasing me because I'm terrible at running, but
I'm sure you think you start running if someone was like,
I don't know.
You would. They say
Got a dodgy ankle and
your adrenaline would kick in and you'd be like sprinting, wouldn't you?
I'm pretty fit, but I'd struggle with running.
We tried to go for a run once and you just quit off. You did like one. I think you did like 1k, didn't you?
I did 1 mile.
We did a 5k. I did a 5k and you did 1k and walked home.
No, I did 1 mile.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, I did 1 mile.
Did that include your walk home though?
No, that turned around.
I was obviously slowing down because I'm rapid, but she was slow. But I was staying at your pace one time, and you just went, "I'm getting home. I'm not doing this." And I just went, "Right, I'll see you later."
And the best bit is, you did 5k, I did a mile, then walked home, which was only a mile away.
Got home before.
And you got home before.
Terrible.
Oh, God.
But yeah, that is an obvious one which sounds stupid, but don't do exercise that you hate. The problem that most of you have, maybe listening to this, is, especially if you've not done exercise before, if you've done it before and you didn't like it, or any exercise you've done you didn't like, you're thinking that there isn't any exercise that you're going to like. Now, my advice would be, one, choose something that you enjoy. Now, you can't do that if you don't know what that is, so you have to try different stuff. Obviously, you put yourself in different classes, gyms, whatever exercise, maybe clubs, playing football, playing squash, I don't know, whatever it is you're into, whatever tickles you pickle.
Well, you don't know if you haven't tried it.
That's what I'm saying, so you have to go out and put yourself in those situations. Obviously, it's like we spoke about in the last one, it's going to be uncomfortable at first because you're meeting new people, you're doing new things, but we're not going to dwell too much on that, but hopefully we made that clear. If you haven't listened to the last one, go and listen to that because we talk more about the anxiety of going into a gym for the first time. But yeah, you have to put yourself into those new environments and try different things to see what you like. And then you can make in a few months, make a decision on, this is what I like doing. I feel like this is a bit more fun. I like the people here, etc. And then, again, that long-term success and progress from exercise happens because you keep turning up, because you actually enjoy it, not because you drag yourself there for 2 weeks because you hate it and then quit. You're not going to get much out of doing that.
So we were talking about this just, and I read a post on Instagram. It's actually Zara McDermott, but I was trying to find it just, and she has 2 accounts. Telling me shut up because I was taking ages trying to find it. Can't find this other account, right? And she does have 2, but there's all this controversy and she deleted it and blah, blah. Anyway, I saw it the other day and it said something like, when she was younger, her dad says, you're not going to love everything, but if you know it's going to be good for you, you've got to make yourself love it and then you'll succeed in it. And she says that stayed with her for life. So she said when she went on Love Island, she didn't like weight training, she didn't like exercise, and then she wanted to get into it. So she listened to what her dad said when she was like 8 and was like, right, I'm going to have to love it. And she said, I first started going and I absolutely hated it. She said, I found it really difficult, found it really hard. I didn't like the environment in the gym. But what she did is got herself a really good PT. And then she started asking... PT?
Really good BT line.
A PT. And then started asking loads of questions about it and becoming inquisitive. And she said the more she went away and sort of researched what it was, so she was asking, why are you making me do this? Why is this important for me?
So a deeper understanding of what you get out of it.
So she said what she was doing was on the face of it, she'd always hated it. But then once she was starting to understand the reason why you do these things and how the science works and how it, if you're in a calorie deficit, you do this and what looks after your body, what can you do for this, that and the other. She said she started to fall in love with the process and became really passionate about it. And she wanted to learn more about it. And understanding
this exercise maybe trains this muscle or whatever.
And she just, she got into her food and she started trying making different foods. And that's where this separate Instagram account came from. And I was saying to you, weren't I? I think she's a little bit emotional. She got quite upset when some snowflake said, oh, you're causing...
I'll say that snowflake. That's terrible.
That's all right, isn't it?
Some snowflake.
So, this person...
Carry on.
I don't know how you would say it. Well,
go on, carry on. This snowflake.
To her. They were really horrible and said when she was putting these lovely different recipes on to try and help people, and she was like, this is my favourite recipe, I thought you might want to try it, blah, blah, blah. Really nice. They were like, you're causing my anorexia.
Yeah, but you're always going to get that on social media.
And I think
whatever you say, you could...
really upset her because I think she has a following from Love Island, which are primarily quite a lot of young girls. And they were like, you're causing an eating disorder, you've this, that, and the other. And she got quite upset, so she deleted it, or changed it, or stopped doing food, something like that.
That's the problem with social media, isn't it? Like, I could probably post a video helping an old woman across the road, and someone would comment going, are you filling up that old woman, you sicko?
Right, okay, yeah.
Do you know what I mean? That's just a typical... That's basically what social media is, isn't it? You could be the nicest person in the world, and someone will still say, you're an idiot.
Exactly. So, I think she took it quite to heart, and I think because it's a really... it's quite an important issue, isn't it? Eating disorders as well. She didn't want to... Even though she was influencing a lot of people in the right way, the few that she was maybe hurting, not trying to hurt, but, through eating disorders, she couldn't take it, so she deleted it.
But yeah, back to the point, kind of what you ran about, what you said just. I get that with clients. So some clients just want to come in for the session and they don't give 2 shits about what does what, why this does this, don't care. Other clients will be more inquisitive I'm not saying one gets better results and one doesn't. Sometimes they have a really busy job and they spend all day sorting stuff out and organising stuff, so they just want to come in and switch off and don't care. They just know they need to do exercise, they need that hour, get that exercise in, they know they need to do it, but they don't care about all these benefits and this and that. Some clients will be like, oh, so if I do this, what does that do? And then why am I doing this? Why are we doing this? What would this do if I did this, etc.? And we'll be more inquisitive and want to know more. I think that just depends on your personality, because that doesn't always mean you get better results. I just think it depends on the job, and most people know you need to do some form of exercise to be healthy. Like, you know, if you're listening to this, you know that. We know that as a race, really. You should be active, you should do some exercise if you want to be healthy, not just for weight loss, but just to live a healthy life and have a healthy heart, lungs, etc., muscles, and, you know, into the old age as well for your joints and everything else. But yeah, I forgot what I was saying. But in terms of exercise for weight loss, what people tend to do is go on to what the mate is doing or what is trending or what they've seen on Instagram. So you're influenced by external things rather than looking internal and going, what would I actually like doing? What would I get something out of? And what would I be able to commit to? Whether that's, I can just do 1 day a week to start with of this fitness class that I found. And they're all like mums and I'm a mum and we all get on and then we enjoy it or whatever. And then in 2 months, 3 months, you're still going. So it's kind of looking internal rather than external would be another tip of just, don't follow the trends unless the trend is something that you think you would genuinely like.
Well, you can't think you like it, you got to try it sometimes.
Yeah, and it comes back to trying different things and seeing if you do. But, I mean, I've done loads of things like over the years. And again, because I like exercise, there's not many things that I don't like. But like I said, I'm not a big fan of swimming. But I've done lots of different classes even myself. Like sometimes I'll go different gyms and go over classes. I started doing a bit of CrossFit, was it last year?
Yeah. And
I really enjoyed that. I've never done it before. I probably slagged it off a few years ago. But actually I'd never done it, so I probably shouldn't have slagged it off because actually I really did enjoy it. And it gave me some ideas to things to do in my classes at my gym. It's not a CrossFit gym, my gym isn't, but it gave me some ideas of the structure of classes and stuff. So,
well, you try and change it. Oh, we're having this conversation the other day with me about our gym. You try and change it. You try and make it different, don't you?
Yeah.
Like make the classes different. Because we were having this conversation. Like one of the classes is rather quiet, and we've swapped it. We've changed it. What we can't change is the day because there's only so many days in the week. But like, what is the problem? What is the problem? And you're a bit reluctant, weren't you? To, I'm sure you won't mind me saying, to copy another class. Not copy, but we would have circuits on a Monday, and I said, why don't we do it on the Wednesday then? Because it goes down so well. It's probably the most popular one we've got. I don't want to. I like doing different things. And I said, you do different things. So your Tuesday class and your Thursday class go down. But they're really different.
I like the variety. Like I like the fact that every day is a different class, so people have choice. But the other side of that is
they can find a class that they enjoy. So if you really like going to a gym and going to classes, you might not like all the classes that you put on. So, for example, we did have the killer cardio on a Wednesday, and a few people were like, I don't like it, so don't come. It's too hard.
I think it was that hard that it put most people off, because we were literally
the hardcore ones
compared to the other classes, which are, for the most part, full or quite averagely quite busy. And this Wednesday one wasn't. But, I didn't really want to repeat the class, but also the other side is that I wanted to give people more of what they enjoy, and
you've got to give the people what they want, haven't you?
So it's so I'm not, so rather than just doing what I want to do, I'm doing what my customers like and giving them more of that.
What I told him to do.
And I was advised by my advisor here. I
think sometimes when it's your business, you're not really tunnel vision, are you? I think you are actually really good at seeing the wider picture. But when you've got an idea of what you want, I don't want it to be...
I'm better at it now, I think.
Yeah, you're like, I don't want it to be the same class every day, tunnel vision. That is it. Mm-hmm. I'm here. No, can't have the same classes. And then actually when possibly I might come along and say, but why are you trying to reinvent the wheel? Monday goes down dead well, loads of people come, they love a circuit, give them another circuit. And I just saw like this little light bulb come on in his head, and he was like,
that's probably a good idea, which I kind of knew, but I just needed someone to tell me.
It was a bit like, well, you've tried other things.
Yeah, I mean,
this might not work. Yeah,
no, it might not. No one come for the next 2 months. But yeah, I mean, I've worked at a gym before, when I used to work at gyms, that was literally the same class for the whole month, and then they changed that class. And like, I'm literally talking Monday, every day of the week, same class for the whole month. But a lot of people love that because it was repetition and familiarity with, this is stations this, I know this is this. So that worked. I didn't want to do that because I wanted more variety and to offer different things for different kinds of people, and offer a variety of choices, basically. So everybody's different in what they want, but that's why you have to just go out there and try different things. You might want to do this on a Monday, this on a Wednesday, this on a Friday, or you might love the familiarity of doing the same thing Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Again, all people are different. I have clients that love the repetition of stuff, some want more variety, but I think variety is the spice of life. That saying helps because for long-term results and just to keep you interested, having that variety in the exercise that you do and the things that you do. But then it's a fine line because you don't want too much variety, because if you go, I did running this week, then I did weight training, then I did swimming, then I did biking, you don't really see any progress because every exercise session is completely different from the last.
Weirdly, I don't really like change, do I? Like, I'll come in the gym sometimes. Every day I come to the gym, do I? And we'll get there, and in my head, I've had this long day at work, and I'm like, right, it's killer cardio tonight, or it's Fierce Friday, or whatever. I know what it is. Okay, I get there, and he's like, oh, I've changed it tonight, and my face, I hate it. I'm like, the air turns blue. I'm like, oh, I can't even. Why would you do that to me? I've had this day at work. It's been hard. I'm tired. I'm here now.
So you want the familiarity, is what you say.
In my head, I'm like, I know what I'm doing today. I've got it all sorted. And then I get there, and he's like, the TV's off for starters. And I'm like, where's the TV off? Why is the TV off? What's he doing? If you don't know,
what she means is the TV.
Yeah, if you don't know what that is, we've got a TV in the corner, and it always lists the class. So even if you're PT, when I walk in, because I was coming a bit early, I can see what the class is going to be because the TV's got it all on. And if I come in and the TV's off, the anxiety just goes like through the roof. I'm like, oh my God, what's he going to do? What's he going to do? So I'm looking and I'm thinking, oh, here we go. And he's like, got this whiteboard, the old school whiteboard comes out, and it's got like,
that's what I had before.
1,000 reps on this, 1,000 this, 100 of that.
This is exaggerating.
This, that, and the other. And I'm looking at it and I'm thinking, oh my God. Oh my gosh, I don't want to do that.
Sometimes it's fun to just throw something different in
I know, see, I don't find it
so.
fun. I find it really stressful. But then when I've done it, I do feel really good, and it's a bit of a variety, and I'm all right with it. But that initial walk through TV's off, stress, don't like it. Don't like change. I like that it's Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and it's exactly what I'm expecting in my head. Yeah. And I can cope with the variety of the days and the classes. So I know Monday's circuits, Tuesday's upper body. I'm all right with all this. It's when I get there and it's not what I think it's going to be. And I've got a face on my anta sometimes. You're like, come on, babe, stop being ridiculous.
Another kind of point.
This isn't what I wanted.
Another kind of point when it comes to choosing your exercise or not hating exercise is
sorry, I thought I put this on silent, but it's going mad.
And there's some drilling going on as well. So if you can hear that, I apologise. But
I mean, apparently not, because when I whisper, you can't pick that up. So not the drilling.
Oh, then you're talking like a little mouse like this.
It's still great, in fact.
Yeah, it still picks it up. We'll have to, obviously, when we listen to it back, we'll see. But anyway, my point was that when you look to do exercise, as well as trying to find something that you enjoy, don't just see exercise as a way of burning calories. This is the most common mistake people make, because most people start exercise in pursuit of wanting to lose weight. So they think, what is the highest burning, best exercise, best class for fat loss, which there isn't really one. But let's say most people go for, I want to do this because it burns so much calories and I've run around like a lunatic, then I do 20 million of these and then do 20 million burpees and 50,000 star jumps or whatever. Because this burns, I look on my watch and I've done 300-400 calories, which again isn't accurate, but we can talk about that on another day. But
I do like me watching.
If you were just chasing the amount of calories you burn without thinking about, do you actually enjoy this, you're kind of fighting a losing battle, because...
No, but maybe they're just enjoying chasing the calories. Maybe that's supposed to get.
Yeah, but what's the progress from there, though? You go and you burn loads of calories, then what's the progress?
Consistently burning calories, and I assume over time
Yeah, but how can you measure progress other than I've just been X amount? Okay, I can burn an extra few amount of calories, but usually when you get fitter and lose weight, it's harder to burn calories because there's less of you to burn calories. But
Yeah, I get that.
so actually, the calories probably come down even though you work the same amount.
Yeah, but
And not to
maybe
confuse everybody, but
someone like me or you or anyone who's like in pretty good shape, and particularly, I mean, I probably could lose a bit of my winter weight now, but not anything major. But maybe that's just like, we see if we get into these conversations. Maybe they just want to burn, like, see what the
yeah, it
numbers.
all comes down to what your intention is. But I'm saying if your intention is weight loss, which weight loss, as we know, is about burning
Maybe
calories.
I zoned out on that bit. Sorry.
If your intention is weight loss and you just focus on the exercise that burns the most calories and ignore the fact that you don't enjoy it,
So
and ignore the fact that you can't make, how can you measure progress?
What does that go off? Your watches say
It goes off your heart
rate.
It goes off mainly your heart rate, won't it?
Okay.
Because that's what it measures, and your current weight. So it'll kind of guesstimate. It's not even accurate, so I'm not even getting into that. It's just not accurate.
No, but what I was just wondering is you can't.
Even if
you
you're
can't tell how many calories your body burns. You can.
No, you can
roughly,
estimate. Yeah. But even it's still 300 calories out either way. Based on the research. So it's not even accurate to tell you how much calories you burn. So my advice is just not to worry about that. Maybe one time if that's what your goal is on that specific session. But as a long-term solution, don't just focus on how many calories you burn in a session. Instead, focus on how can I improve my strength? How can I improve my fitness? So I did 5 sets of squats. The next time I did 5 sets of squats, but a little bit heavier weight or whatever. That's progress.
It's like me and my swimming.
Yeah, I did 6 lengths instead of 5. You literally do 6 lengths. Yeah,
It's so hard. The first time I think I did 5 lengths of breaststroke, and we were laughing because I'm nearly 30. I'm pretty fit. And I was thinking,
if you
doddle.
do say so yourself.
Yeah, I'm all right. I don't really get out of breath much. I'm all right. I was
She's fit in all senses of the word.
I was thinking, I'll be all right. Doddle. Got in the pool and I'm watching this 60-year-old woman. No, there was a 60-year-old man, and I'd say even, is she like 80? 80-year-old
Just glide
woman.
through the water, don't you?
Oh,
No
like
problem.
a boat. She was just like, woo, woo, back and forth. And I was thinking,
Some of them aren't like,
doddle.
they don't look like swimmers, do they? They look like
No.
they're holding a bit of extra weight, but they just glide through the water. But
Doddle.
it's not a technique, innit?
I
If you're
got
a
it.
swimmer, you'll probably know that.
I got in. One length, couldn't breathe at the end. My heart rate had gone through the roof. I was gasping for air. So then I had to swim back just so I could get to the end where I could see the TV and watch a bit of Houses in the Sun, like Home in the Sun or whatever it was, to catch my breath back because I was that exhausted from doing 2 lengths of breaststroke. So then I eventually made it to 5. I did 5, then I come to you in the sauna and I was like, I've done 5 lengths. It took me about half an hour. I was having like a 5-minute rest between.
That was good because you were proud of that, I suppose, weren't you? But yeah,
But
that is
then
the
the
exact
next
point.
time I come in, I was like, I've done 6. And the next time I really pushed the boat out and I did 12. And I've not beat that yet.
So what exercise can you find that you can, how can you measure progress other than I've burnt calories and I've lost weight, which is amazing, but the exercise on itself, how can you measure that you are getting better?
I was really proud,
performing better.
even though he was laughing at me, that I'd done 12 lengths because I'd never done 12 lengths before. So I was pleased with that. I don't know how many calories I'd burnt, didn't really care. Just the fact that I'd done 12 lengths and I'd not died.
Yeah. So try and switch your mind from calories burnt or I've got to do so long and do this many to, how can I measure that progress and how can I get better at this thing? And obviously you've got to, through repetition of your sessions, like I was saying, you can't do something different every single week because then how are you going to measure the progress? But like, let's say you're doing a squat at a certain weight, then next time you do a squat, can I do an extra rep or an extra weight or an extra couple of reps, whatever it is. And then the other thing is some weeks, like Becky said earlier, ladies, time of the month, or you've just, lads as well, you're tired, you've had a long day at work, you're not going to see progress every single week. So I say this to clients, like at the beginning, especially with weight training, your strength does increase quite quick, usually in the first kind of 8 to 12 weeks for most people. They see quite big increases in strength and performance and fitness. And then it tends to taper off and slow down a little bit. But some weeks you just had a shit night's sleep, you're not feeling good, and you're not strong that day for those reasons, you're probably not at as well. So you're not going to see progress every single week, but if we zoom out and we'll go over kind of a month or 2 months or 3 months or 12 months, we can see that progress in the sense of your strength. But just think about how are you going to measure that progress. So I get a lot of clients to aim for let's work so you can do a full press up, a bodyweight press up. This is what we're going to aim for in 6 months' time, that you can do a full set of press ups. Then we're going to go, right, we're going to do a full set of pull ups, or this is how much I want you to be squatting in 6 months' time. And if you do this work repeatedly, consistently, we will get to that point. And then it becomes more fun because it's like a game, and you're getting results out of it. You're not just doing it session by session, just aiming to burn as many calories as you can. So yeah, set progress goals. I think. Do you feel like we've covered everything there? Is there anything kind of else you would say?
I'm sure there's hundreds of things we could cover.
Yeah, but those are kind of my top tips, what kind of come into my head and working with clients.
I mean, it's quite easy because I do enjoy a lot of different exercises, but I do enjoy weight training.
So in summary, what have we said?
I thought we said in summer, I love it. Being outside, walking.
Summer's on its way. So in summary, we've got try and find something that you enjoy. If you don't know what that is yet, try different things. Put yourself in different gyms, environments. Try different classes, gyms, clubs, whatever it is. Try different things, and then do it for a couple of weeks and see if you like it, and then go from there. What else did we say? I think what you said about Zara McDermott's post that she deleted, but
I don't know if she has deleted it, so I don't know.
Anyway,
if you can find it, tell me. But
there has to be a little bit of discipline. So it obviously comes back to the fact that, yes, you have to enjoy it. Will you enjoy it 100% of the time? Probably not, but if you can enjoy it 70, 80% of the time,
and if you invest in it a little bit, so if you try and understand why you're doing what you're doing, or,
Yeah, so the intention matters. The intention matters. Mostly it will be, for most of you probably watching this, your intention to start exercise will be to lose weight and probably get fitter and healthier, but mainly to lose weight for most of you. At the beginning, as you start getting better, then it shifts and the goalposts change, like it does for a lot of my clients. But your intention matters, and long-term intention matters. So think about, how can you maintain it long-term? And that comes back to finding something you enjoy. But yeah, a little bit of discipline because you're not going to enjoy it all the time. So just remembering that, some days you don't feel great or you're going to be tired. But if you go into something that you do like doing most of the time, it's not going to be as torturous as dragging yourself to a gym, to a class that you hate, with people that you hate, in a place that you hate being, and it just becomes, there is people that do that and then quit after 2 weeks and go, exercise isn't for me. It's like, no wonder you just, if you said to me, do something that I hate doing, do swimming for set, I probably hate it, but
I loved it.
And then quit.
A conversation I had with one of your clients yesterday was about not so much liking the exercise, and she's had an amazing sort of journey so far, and it's only the beginning, but she was sort of saying, I said, oh, listen, having a conversation with her and her husband actually, and she was sort of saying, it has been easier, and she says, I come home and I've always hated exercise. She says, I've done exercise and I've never stuck to it, done it for a little bit, never enjoyed it, and then I come to your gym and I come home to my husband and I said, why am I enjoying it so much? Why do I love it so much? And her husband turned around and said, because you're with your mates. You're having a jolly and a social. So two of her best friends who she works with comes as well. And that's sort of how she ended up coming. And she was saying, I wasn't sort of coming for, and we say this a lot, don't we really? I wasn't sort of coming for the exercise. I was coming to spend an extra 45 minutes, an hour with my friends. And as a result of that socialising, I was doing exercise, which meant, I'm feeling better, I'm feeling extra. So I was really enjoying it. I wasn't finding it hard because my mind was sort of like, well, I'm just going to see my mates now, not I'm going to the gym. Yeah. Even though they both came together.
I think we work hard at making the gym, like my gym, not an advertisement, but if you're listening, you've not started.
It is very much an advertisement. If you want to call it.
Feel free to start anytime. But we've worked really hard to make sure the gym is a very social place and it doesn't take itself too seriously. Not just about you've got to do this intense exercise and then go home. It's about, you come, you do what you do, you have a laugh along the way, you talk to your mates and you have a social at the same time. And then guess what happens? The process becomes enjoyable, what you just said.
Exactly.
And what Kirsty said, it becomes enjoyable. And then before you it does become a lifestyle, which is a cheesy quote, but it does become part of your life because your friends are going, you like going, you do it 2 or 3 times a week. And then in 6-12 months' time, you go, oh, I hated exercise, now I don't. And it's a big part of my life. And that comes from the enjoyment side, which can sometimes be a big influence is the place and the people that you do it with.
Yeah.
Sometimes even if you hate
it, don't you? Like if you miss a day, say if your mates are going on that day and you're like, actually, I've got something on today, I've got to go for this appointment, and you miss that gym session, because I get a bit like that sometimes when I can't come to the gym, if I've got things on like work, might have parents' evening or, you know, other things, and I can't come to the gym, I'm a bit like, oh, I can't come to the gym.
Yeah.
And I think you miss it a bit.
One of the big things I say is if you've tried all the stuff that we've talked about and you cannot find exercise that you like, you will be able to find people that you like in a place that you like. Now, if you can tick them 2 boxes, and even if you do still hate the exercise that you're doing, you'll still enjoy being there because you're surrounded by people that you like in a place that you feel comfortable in. So that's kind of the boxes I've made sure I've ticked. I understand that most of my clients don't get up in the morning and want to do that class that day. They want to improve their health and things like that, but it makes it easier coming to a place that they feel comfortable in, and we have a bit of a laugh, and they've got friends there, and you make friends there, and then they want to keep coming back. That doesn't happen by accident.
No.
And that is obviously, what Kirsty was saying wanted. But yeah, I think those are the summary points. Find something you enjoy. If you can't, try different things and try and find a place that you feel like you belong and you fit in. A little bit of discipline. You're not always going to be doing it and feeling amazing, but if you can feel all right 78% of the time, you're going to be stick at it and then get good results. Find something that you can see progression in, or aim for progression in, not just the amount of calories you burn. You're not a hamster on a wheel just running around doing exercise class and measuring how many calories you burn. What else did we say?
Just find what you enjoy, really.
I think that was it, really.
And you won't enjoy everything, like me and running.
Yeah, and just be okay with that if that thing is not for me.
Listen, if you don't like it, you're 1 mile in, it's totally alright to just have a strop and say,
it's alright to
I'm
quit
not
on
doing
something and go and try something else. I think that's a big
And do you know what I've learned from that? I've never been on a run with him again. I was just like, you go on your run.
And like you said, you're still pretty fit and you don't run at all. You don't like running, so you don't do it.
Maybe like for the ice cream man in the summer, but don't run.
But yeah, I think we covered everything.
Yeah.
Let us know as always if you enjoyed the podcast, and share your experiences with whether you hate exercise, whether you did, or whether you now don't. Any feedback that we get from you, we really enjoy, because it gives us good kind of scope of what to talk about more.
You never tell me any of it. I do this on the
and
side.
if you're enjoying it, so we will do more episodes. We also now, this is an advertisement, we are running an event on the 29th of April. So I've just released tickets for that this weekend. We are running Not Another Fitness event on 29th of April, which is run by me and Becky. There will be lots of talk about fat loss, mindset stuff. We're going to talk about not another fad diet, so how you can get long-term fat loss success and maintain it. We're also going to do live podcast in person with us too, inside the gym, and you as a live audience, where we're going to discuss all your obstacles and barriers to fitness and health, and we're just going to get into those just like a live conversation. We can chat about them obstacles and kind of overcome them, and talk about what the solutions are for you and your situation. And then after that, we have a big massive party which we do on all the social events. So we've got this time, it's a 90s themed after party where basically we just get drunk, have food, play lots of party games, drinking games. Hence why the event is called Not Another Fitness Event, because I don't get you all eating salad and
because we go for a curry,
sipping water, and then we go for a big curry after. So that is very much kind of what we're about. We preach balance and we teach balance. So the events kind of encompass that. And this time I'm really excited because we're actually going to do a podcast on the live event, which
I'm told.
is something we've not done before and I've dragged Becky into. So if you are interested in that, then you can just message me on my social media, or have a look, and there'll be links and stuff where you can get access to the tickets. It's £20 a ticket, but if you get a ticket in March and get an early bird price with 50% off, you just use the code earlybird, you'll get 50% off and you'll get your ticket for just £10. So if that's something you're interested in, go and have a look, and if you don't know where to find it, message me. But yeah, that's pretty much it. We're going to summarise with Would You Rather. As always, have you got your Would You Rather?
Asking me to do these Would You Rathers, and I don't know what I would rather do or not do.
I mean, has you ever heard of Google? That's where I get mine from.
None of them are appropriate.
Okay, just make one up then and see how good you are.
Yeah.
So she's going to literally Google it now. She really prepares for these stuff, I put lots of effort into these podcasts and you just show up, don't you?
Well, yeah. What else do I get from this?
Hey, everyone likes you. I think everyone likes you. Just show up. I prepare. What subject we're talking about? Set all the
Actually,
set
hang
all of
on.
it
No,
up.
we sat down today and he says, "What do you want to talk about?" I
I
gave
didn't-
him an
No, I've
option.
got
He's
a
like, "No,
list.
I'm not doing that." So he gave me the list and let me choose what we're talking about.
I've got a list of ideas of subjects that I like talking about. So, and based on kind of what clients tell me what they like to talk about as well. But so yeah, go on. Would you rather? What is it?
Would you rather?
It's not like everyone's waiting for you. No rush.
just there's actually loads here.
You probably switched off by now, which I wouldn't blame you.
Well,
so.
only because you've been droning on. Would you rather? There's a few. That's a bit boring. Win the lottery or live twice as long?
That's a bit of a stupid
I
one,
don't
but
know, is it? Would you rather live a long life poor?
I would
Or a
say
short life rich?
every day of the week win the lottery because
Would you?
live twice as long.
You could live to 100.
I suppose
With
if
not
you live
much
twice
money,
as long, you could make a lot of
Or
money.
you could
but-
live to 50 and just be a millionaire. So you can die.
I'd probably say live to 50 and be when did you become a millionaire though? Did you become a millionaire at 48?
Well, now.
So if you became a millionaire from pretty much, let's say, 20s or when you turned 18 or something, but there's a lot of...
But you can die at 50. So if you have
yeah,
kids...
you've got a lot of time to enjoy that.
You only can see them for like 10 years, 15 years.
Yeah, but the other side is if you're living twice the
You
length...
can die at 50. Your kids are going to be grieving.
Yeah, but what's the circumstance of living twice as long? Are you poor or are you just like middle class?
No, I haven't won the lottery, but I'm not poor.
So the life that you live now,
Well, not
let's just say...
Just an average life. So we haven't won the lottery, but we're not in any hardship.
We're not poor, are we?
No.
We're probably
So
middle class,
would you rather...
really. Working to middle class?
Yeah, would you rather... Rude, if you won't be working class.
I'm a grafter. I don't know. It's just stupid, the
What
class
is
system in this
working
country.
class and middle
How
class?
would you
I don't
put
know.
yourself in what category?
No, I
What is
think everyone
working
does.
class?
Do
What
you
is
put
middle
yourself-
class? Like, is it based on your income? If you know that, let us know. But
I think it is something to do with your education and your income. Like whether you've been to university, whether you earn a certain amount of money.
yeah.
I think it is. I've
But
Googled
then,
it
like,
before.
obviously, I could say, well, I grew up in a council house, but then I went to university. So which is that?
Well, you were working class and you're now middle class. Doesn't mean you can't flow between them.
Progression.
There you go. I don't know. I don't really care. Doesn't change the
Anyway,
amount of money in my bank account, does
so
it?
basically, the life that I have now would have it double the length. But again,
You can
next
win the
question
lottery,
is-
but then if you win the lottery, what if it's like 1.5 million and that is it?
well, when do you start deteriorating? Because you get like, if I could live double the life how I feel now, then I would say yeah. But if I turn to 80...
But you are assuming that when you get to 70, you're not going to live. My nan used to play golf. She was ladies' captain. She was doing everything in the 70s.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is it comes back to the quality of life. So you'd rather 20 to 30 than 70 to 80, wouldn't you? That quality of life
Well,
is
I
20
don't
to
know
30.
because I've never got to 70. My
Well,
mum's
you ask a
alright. She's in her
7-year-old what they
60s.
prefer, and he's 20 to 30. They're not going to go, I love me 70s.
Maybe they're like, I do love my 70s because I'm a bit richer,
For me,
don't have to work.
Maybe, if you're in really good health.
socialise all
But
the
on an
time, I'm in
average,
good
most
health.
70-year-olds are struggling with the health and they're not as fit.
Well, I'm
or as-
hoping all this gym going
healthy
means
as-
I'm not going to struggle.
Well, hopefully,
with
yeah,
70.
but if I can live the quality of life that I've got now for double that...
He told me
then
my
yeah.
would you rather was rubbish and look, he hadn't got an answer.
No,
yet.
what I'm
He's
saying, it is
just,
rubbish because there's
Not
lots of
rubbish.
nuance to it. Like, what you can say, well, what if this, what if that? You need to be like clean cut. Would you rather this or this? You've got to choose.
Oh no, what would you rather? Be a millionaire and die at 50 or live the life you got to
I just said, if I've got the quality of life now, then double the lifespan. Easy.
Assuming that your quality of life would be fine.
Yeah.
All of them.
And I wasn't hit 80 and then I've got another 100 years left sitting in a chair going, I'm going to get double the life.
Well, you would
But
die if you were like that.
no. But what I'm saying is you've got no quality of life, but you've got another 100 years. What's the point of that?
No, you've only got 100 years. You don't have another 100
Well, the average lifespan is 80. So if you're saying
it's
double
not,
that...
It's gone up.
Okay, let's just say it's 80. It's now 160, but let's say 60 of them years you're
No,
miserable.
that's not what I... Is he listening to me? I said you can be a millionaire and die at 50, or you can live a normal life and die at 100.
Oh. Well,
Has
some
he not
people do.
listened to any of that?
No, you said double the life originally was that question.
Yeah, so then I said millionaire die at 50, normal life die at 100. And also, we have video and audio evidence that is what I said.
Well, what do you think? I would probably say, off the top of my head, die at 100 if I got
I
this good
think
quality
I
of
would.
life. Because I could probably,
Yeah.
in 100 years, you could work hard enough to make enough money if you wanted to do that.
Yeah,
But-
and also a lottery win isn't a lot, is it?
Yeah, how big's the lottery win? Another big question, but
Well,
a
average
lottery win. You got
was
three
like,
numbers and won 10 quid. Yes.
average lottery wins, what, like 1.5 million, 2 million, unless it's a rollover.
Yeah, but
But
I mean,
it's
that's
not a lot
a
of
lot.
money, is it, this
It's
day
a
and
lot.
age?
It's a lot more than I've got now, but yeah. Anyway, I think that's it. What would you do?
I'd live to 100.
There you go.
Yeah.
That's what we'd rather do. Thank you for
I think your
listening and
family and your
watching. If you are
friends
still watching
make
and
you
you're
more
not
rich.
switched off by now, let us know what you think. Comment, send us a message. And we appreciate all the 5 views we get on these podcasts.
Do you know what?
But we
Sometimes
appreciate
I
every
don't
single
even
one
know.
of you.
People just come and say,
I don't
I've
even look
listened
anymore.
to you,
I
I've
don't
watched
even
it,
look.
I don't
But
know.
I know some of you do enjoy them. So yeah, thank you for listening. Thanks for watching. Let us know if you've enjoyed it, and we'll see you next time on Not Another Fitness Podcast.
Bye.